Good afternoon, guys. How are you? Good to see you today. Good to see you. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys coming in. Greetings, guys. Good to see you on this hump day. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys showing up. It's a great day today. It's a little overcast in Lake Elsinore, California, but it's all good. It's still a great day. It's still a great environment to be motivated. This is your boy Eminem, and this is Wednesday's version of Treadmill Motivation. I want to thank you guys for coming in and showing up on time. It's the lunch hour on the West Coast. On the East Coast, you guys are probably winding it down. What I want to talk about today is 13 top successful quotes that you may have heard over your lifetime. And I want to share those with you. And these are some things that I found very helpful and useful in my life, in my ministry, in my business. It was able to encourage me, motivate me, inspire me. And this is what I want to do for you today, is inspire you and motivate you in ways of getting you excited about creating new ideas and creating new visions and creating new dreams and creating a new level of success in your life. Greetings, how are you? It's good to see you today. I stated on Monday that no matter how old you are, and it doesn't matter where you're from or what you're doing for a living right now, that we all share in common certain things in life, and that's a desire to be successful. Everybody's desiring to be successful. I also stated that each person's definition of success is very different, and I also shared certain questions that you needed to ask yourself. And you'll have to forgive me, I didn't get a chance to put those questions down in the comments, but I did over on our YouTube. On Treadmill Motivation on YouTube. You can find it there. Daniel, what's going on, man? Good to see you, man. I'm about to find out who your tailor is, bruh. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Loving it. But I had also shared about people's different definitions on success. But you know what? Even though people have different definitions of success, we all have that same desire to want to be successful in our life, in our relationships, in our ministry, in our business. Even with our children, we want to seem somewhat successful to our children, but we don't always want to tell them how much we want to make because they always got their hands out. Always keep that a secret, guys. Always keep that a secret with your children. Never let them know how much you make. Never let them know how much you got in the bank. Always keep them guessing. But when some that define success, some define success as having a loving and faithful spouse, or having a responsible parenthood. You know, while most people would equate success with fame and fortune and wealth and power. Now, there's nothing wrong with those. It's great to have wealth. It's great to have fame. It's great to have riches and power. But keep that in the right frame of mind. Larry, how are you, man? Keep that in the right perspective. And always be grounded in God. Always have God's foundation in your life to be well grounded in all your priorities of life. And we all want to achieve a level of success so we can live a comfortable life. And I shared on Monday about certain comforts in life that people like to have. And people, if you end up being too comfortable, you'll be complacent, you'll be stagnant. So you always want to be able to get out of your comfort zone. Come up out of that comfort zone sometimes and do things new. Do things new. And what are some of the things that you can motivate yourself in doing things new? And what I want to do is share some awesome quotes with you that I found was very, very motivating to me. And, you know, when I was in the legal industry, you know, we'd always have these motivational speeches. We always have these motivational conferences and year-end conference, beginning of the year conferences. And the one thing that I always got out of that was when people would say, think big, think big. You know, they get on stage, think big, think big. But you know what? What I want to share with you today is think bigger. Think bigger than you ever have before. Wherever you are right now, think bigger. Think outside the box. Think outside of the normal spectrum that people always want you to be in. Michelangelo, we all know that he was a great Renaissance artist. And Michelangelo, said that the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aims too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving that mark. And a lot of people, they seem to be in this frame of mind that, you know, they whine through life. You know, it's like whine. And they're setting their aims too high and they're falling short, you know, and it's like most of them are setting their aims too low and they're achieving that mark. No, you always want to achieve higher levels in your life. Make it just outside of your reach. Make your goals so difficult that it's just outside of your reach. Shirley, how are you? Good to see you. Because it gives you the ability to strive for something. It gives you the ability to work for something. It gives you the capacity to want to do better than you're doing right now. You know, I've been on this treadmill, you know, for weeks or days and stuff, and sometimes I get on the scale, I'll be like, doggone, did I do anything? But with everything, it takes time, so I have to get on here, stay on just a little longer, go outside my comfort zone of going an extra mile. So those are things of thinking bigger. So think bigger. That was number one. Number two is find what you love to do and do it. Oprah Winfrey said that you know you are on the road of success if you would do your job and not get paid for it. Think about that. Whatever you find in your heart to do, whatever you love to do in your heart, do that. That right there is a clue in my neighborhood that could be a ministry, that could be a gift of yours, that could be a talent of yours. And that right there could open the door of success for you. What do you love to do? If you could do something every day and not get paid for it, but just for the love of doing it, what would you do? Do that. And then turn that into a business. What better way of enjoying your life than doing what you enjoy doing every single day? That's when you know that you're on the road to success. Number three, learn how to balance your life. Many of us, we don't really balance our life. It's chaotic. It's in disarray. We get up, we don't have a plan. We get up, we don't have a schedule. We don't have anything written down in our planner, in our planning books. Nothing. It's just we get up and just I'm up. Oh, I'm up for the day. But learn to balance your life. Find a regimen or routine every day. Not a routine that's going to be boring, but a routine that changes periodically. So you can get out of the stagnation of doing the same thing over and over and over every single day. Do something different. Now, Phil Knight, he was the CEO of Nike Company. We all know Nike Company. Well, the CEO said there is an imputable conflict at work in life and in business. A constant battle between peace and chaos. Neither can be mastered, but both can be influenced. How you go about it is the key to success. How do you go about these battles, these constant battles between peace and chaos? How do you go beyond the battle of imputable conflict at work and in life and in business. We always have these conflicts. We always have these ups and downs. You can't get around it because that's just life. When you're dealing with humans, you're going to always deal with conflict. But even though we can't master them, but we can influence them. And when you influence them, now that's the key to success. Success. I said on Monday, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want success? How bad do you want success in your marriage, in your relationships? How bad do you want success in your work life, in your ministry? Whatever it is, how bad do you want success? These are key quotes from top executives and moguls in the industry that have stated some of their greatest quotes in life. And I'm sharing with you today. Number 4 is failure. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Theodore, what's up, man? My good old certified friend. Good to see you, man. Tell my buddy I said hello. But don't be afraid of failure, because in order to succeed, there are going to be some times in your life that you are going to fail. Look at the patriots in the Bible. Many of them, if you looked at their lives were full of failure. David, full of failure. Solomon, full of failure. Gideon, failure. These men failed their way to the top. Solomon, Samson, all these people in the Bible, in the Old Testament, failure, failure, failure. Peter, you can go over to the New Testament, a lot of failure. They fell their way to the top. But don't be afraid to fail. Henry Ford, he was the founder of Ford Motors. He said, failure is simply the opportunity to begin again. It's time, this time, when you begin again, it's more intellectual, intelligently. It's more wiser. DJ Care, what's up, man? So don't be afraid to fail. Failure, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Embrace the feeling of being scared and being fearful, because that allows you to be humble in what you're about to do. You can be great at anything, but if you don't corral that failure or that fear, you don't corral that, you'll say whatever you want to say, you'll do whatever you want to do. Fear keeps you humble. It keeps you in a state of humility. Number 5 is have an unwavering revolution to succeed. Have an unwavering resolution to succeed. When you want to succeed, is it unwavering? When you want to achieve something, is it unwavering? When you want something bad enough, is it unwavering? Now, look at children. Children's, when they want something, their begging is unwavering. Their asking is unwavering. Can I have? Can I have? Can I have? Can I have? They will wear you down until they get what they want. Why can't we be like that as adults? If you want it bad enough, go after it. If it's going to benefit your business, if it's going to benefit your marriage, if it's going to benefit your relationship, if it's going to benefit your ministry, go after it with a tenacity as a roaring lion out there in the jungle looking for something to eat. Just go for it. Unwavering resolution to succeed. Colonel Sanders. Remember Colonel Sanders? KFC, Chicken Man. We all love KFC, right? KFC chicken. We all love. He said that I made a resolve then that I was going to amount to something if I could. He said, and no hours, nor amount of labor, no amount of money will deter me from getting or giving the best that there was in me. He said that I have done that ever since he began in business. And I win by it because he knows that he has an unwavering resolution to succeed. Let me say it again. Colonel Sanders of KFC said, I made a resolve then that I was going to amount to something if I could. And no hours, no amount of labors, no amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. And I have done that ever since. And I win by it. You can win by your unwavering resolves to want to be successful. If you read his story, it's an amazing story. In the age that he became such a successful late in life. People think, oh, I'm too old. Who says that? I said it. But truly, who believes that? I've believed it once. Just truth be known. But you're never too old to start again. You're never too old to begin again. I don't care where you are in your life. You are at a stage to where you can begin again. Number 6, be a man or woman of action. Be a man or a woman of action. Are you one of action? Or are you just, like this, doing all this yik yak and no action? All talk. You know how it was when we were out on the street, brothers want to throw some and all they do is talk. I'm like, yo, man, don't talk. Let's do it. If we're going to do this, let's do the thing. Let's stop talking and let's show me what you got. Leonardo da Vinci said, it had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Are you sitting back and letting things happen to you, or are you going out and happen to things? You ought to happen to things instead of things happening to you. Be a man of action. Be a woman of action. Less talk, more walk. Just get out there and achieve. Now that might be easier said than done, but everything takes a little effort. Everything takes a little work. Everything takes striving, perfection. I look at my boy DJ Kev and I look at all his videos. I'm like blown away at all the equipment that he has and the level of success that God has blessed him to be as one of the, I would say, well-known DJs around. I'm talking well-known, but he practiced in his craft. He honed his craft. He found something that he enjoyed, and he loves being a DJ. He loves spinning them. And you can tell he spent our wedding, as it were. He was at our wedding and he DJ'd our wedding. I'm talking about, everybody was talking about his skills and everybody was talking about his abilities to turn. And I'm like, whatever it is that you find that you love, Deborah, how are you? Do that thing. If you love it, if you enjoy it, make it a business. Turn that into something that you can basically change your financial DNA. Number 7, avoid conflict. Now, this may be one of a difficult thing. Mom used to say, when the mouth closed. Right, exactly. I know that's so true. Number 7, avoid conflict. Now, this can be difficult in some of our lives because we're very conflicting at times, and we want to always argue. We always want the last word. We always want. Now, do you know people in your life or in your past that always had something to say? Give them the gas face. Always had something to say. Always causing conflict in your life and in everybody else's life. You'd be like, yo, why don't you just go away? Go off somewhere by yourself. Why you always got to come around here causing problems and issues and drama? It's like Pigpen. Everywhere Pigpen went, there was a trail of dust. And there's a lot of people today. Everywhere they go, they just conflict. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president of the United States, he said the most important thing, single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. That's the single most important ingredient in the formula of success, is being able to get along with people. Can you get along with people? Can you get along with me? Can I get along with you? Of course. You're here, right? But it's about getting along and getting along with others and being able to work with others, being able to work for others, whatever the capacity is in your life. Can you do that peaceably? Live peaceably with all men, if it's possible. Number 8, don't be afraid to introduce new visions, new dreams, new ideas. Don't be afraid to share those thoughts with people that you trust, that you know will support you, that you know that will back you. Don't be afraid. Share those ideas. You know, me and Christine, we bounce ideas off each other. And it's a great part of our relationship because we are able to sit down, we can talk, and we can reason, we can share ideas, we can share visions and dreams, and we both know that either one of us isn't going to look all cross-eyed at the other one going, that ain't going to work. Why you want to do that? That don't make no sense. No, she's not going to get that from me. I'll be like, that's a great idea. Or I might say, I don't know, then we might have to think that one out. But whatever it is, always come up with ideas. Think about those ideas. Share those ideas. Don't be afraid to introduce new things into your circle, into your group, into your business, on your team. Don't be afraid to introduce those. Mark Twain, we know that he is a famed author. He said, a person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. You know what a crank is? Constantly cranking it. Crank them ideas. Crank them ideas. Crank it out. Crank it out. Crank it out. It's a crank until that idea succeeds. And we know those old model cars, they have those cranks. Until that thing kicked in, and boom, that engine fired up. That's when you know that your ideas is a success, because it will be fired up. It'll fire up your people. It'll fire up your neighborhood, fire up your community, fire up your ministry, fire up your team. Hoorah! Number 9, believe in your aptitude to succeed. Believe in your aptitude to succeed. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can succeed? Do you believe you can be successful? That's half the battle when you believe it yourself. Believe that you can succeed. Believe in your own aptitude that you are successful. Walter Disney. We all know Walter Disney. We've all paid into Walt Disney. We've all paid into his dream. We all paid into his vision. We all paid into his, they said back then, crazy schemes. Founder of Walt Disney Company said, if I can dream it, I can do it. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. If you can see it, you can achieve it. But you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Think about all the things that you want to do. Think about some of the ideas that you've had that you've never shared, you've never introduced. Where are those ideas? What are those ideas doing? Nothing? It's time for you to re-spark those ideas. It's time for you to re-spark your life. This is all in part of being successful in your life. Number 10, always maintain a positive mental attitude. Always. And here's another area that seems a little difficult for us to do sometimes, because it's not always easy to stay positive, especially mentally. It's not always easy to stay positive, especially emotionally. But if we can try, if we can work on this every single day, it becomes a habit that now you're starting to think positively, mentally about everything that you do in life. Every day, think positive. Every day, have a mental attitude, positive mental attitude about what you're about to do in life. Even if you don't like it, flip the script on some of the things that you don't like. Flip the script and say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this. I'm really going to enjoy this. Flip the script. See what happens to your frame of mind. See what happens to your mentality when you start changing the way you think about certain things that you have to do. Always maintain a positive mental attitude. Thomas Jefferson, he was the 3rd president of the United States. He said, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. And I'm going to say nothing can stop the woman with the right mental attitude. nothing from achieving her goal. Nothing on earth can help the man or the woman with the wrong mental attitude. Nothing on earth can help this person with the wrong mental attitude. If people have a wrong mental attitude, there's nothing that's going to change them except for time. They have to be willing to want to change. They have to want to change. That's where most change comes from, is your desire to change, your desire to want to change, your desire in life to want to do things differently. Number 11, don't let discouragement stop you from moving forward. Don't allow people that are discouraging you stop you from moving forward. Allow that to be your driving force. When people come and they will disappoint you and discourage you, use that as a driving force in your life to move forward and away from the negative mental attitudes that you've been around. Abraham Lincoln, 16th president of the United States of America, said, "Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end, you are sure to succeed." As long as you don't allow the negative, and again, the negative to prey on you, in the end, you're going to succeed. In the end, bottom line, you will succeed if you don't allow negative mental attitudes to prey upon you, discouragement to prey upon you, depression to prey on you. You will succeed if you just heed to my voice. Listen to these treadmill motivations. Get out what you can get out. Eat the whole chicken and spit out the bones. Eat what you can eat. Use what you can use. Number 12, be willing to work harder. Oh, a lot of us, we don't want to work hard as it is. But be willing to work harder in your craft. Be willing to go that extra mile in your craft, in your skills, in your talents. Be willing to stay after class longer. Be willing to stay behind. Be willing to stay late. Be willing to stay up later. Burn that candle from the front, back, and in the middle. But as long as you're getting rest, make sure you're getting rest. If you're going to burn that candle, get some rest too. You don't want to drive yourself crazy. You don't want to end up sick because you're burning the midnight oil every single night. Prioritize your time. Prioritize your life. That's why I said earlier, balance your life. Make sure your life is well balanced in your getting. You want to work harder? Yes. Balance that out. You want to study more? Balance it out. You want to be able to achieve more? Balance it out. Don't be afraid to work harder. You can do it. Zoya, what's up? What's going on? How are you? So don't be afraid to work harder. J.C. Penney. We all know J.C. Penney. We've been to J.C. Penney store. He was the founder of J.C. Penney's. He said, unless you are willing to drench yourself in your work beyond the capacity of the average man or woman, you are just not cut out for positions at the top. Ooh, man. I'm going to say that again. Unless you are willing to drench yourself in your work, in your skills, in your profession, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your ministry, beyond the capacity of the average person, the average man, the average woman, you're just not cut out for a position at the top. So stop crying for those positions at the top. Everybody at the top, they know what it takes to be able to be at the top. That's why a lot of people's not going to make it to the top, because they're not willing to drench themselves into what they're doing to be able to reach that level of success. But everybody wants to be successful, but nobody wants to work. Everybody wants that six-figure income, but nobody wants to do what it takes to get that six-figure income. Everybody wants to ride in that Bentley, but everybody can't pay for that Bentley. You can have a Bentley. Anybody can have a Bentley, but do you have the resources to keep that Bentley? That's real talk. So unless you are willing to drench yourself into whatever you're doing in life, work longer, work harder than the average man or the average woman, It's not a matter of saying that you're better than anybody else. You just want better than anybody else. That's a part of life that you ought to want, is to have better, is to be better. Not as an egotistical type of thing, but a way of changing your generational DNA. Change the way things are in your life. You're the one that can change that. Last one. Number 13. Be brave enough to follow your intuition. Are you brave enough to follow your intuition? You know what the little intuition is? Little voice that speaks to you on the inside. Little voice that tells you, don't go that way, or you ought to go that way. But each time you ignore those voices, women, you have great abilities of intuition. Ask me how I know. You guys got great intuition. That's one of the things that God blessed you with more so than the man. Catch your man doing wrong. But you have great intuition. And I envy some of that, because you're able to get these feelings, as they say, and a lot of times you don't even react on those feelings. But be brave enough to follow through with your intuition in your business, your ministry, your relationship, your school, whatever. Be brave enough to follow that tuition. Steve Jobs, we all know Steve Jobs. He was the co-founder of Apple Incorporation. He said, having the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Your intuition already knows what you want to become. Follow it. Be brave enough to follow that. People say, I want to get into radio. Follow that intuition. Follow that. People want to get into TV. Go for it. I was in TV. I was in acting and modeling for 10 years. I never dreamt of really, you know, when I was younger, you always had these goals and your dreams and I want to be this, I want to be that. You know what? I was late in life getting into the modeling industry, getting into the TV industry. It was late in life. I was like in my early 40s. I had 39, 38, somewhere around there, because when I turned 40, I got my braces. When I was 40 years old, 40-year-old man with braces, because I wanted to close up, the spaces that was between, when you smile, you see these little spaces. I wanted to close that up, so it was cosmetic, because when I was smiling, you don't want to see a bunch of gaps in your teeth, you want to close it up. But I never would have dreamt that I would have met many of the people that I met if I had not just went for it. If I had not just got enough bravery in my heart, to follow that dream and follow my intuition of wanting to be an actor or wanting to be a model. It doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter. Well, they say it doesn't matter what you look like, but I don't know. But there's a place for everybody, and I went for it. And I had an awesome ride in modeling and acting. I had an awesome ride. It was a great ride for 10 years. My longest running commercial was GMC. Every year I loved it because they renewed the contract. And every time they renewed the contract, I got a bonus. That's why you see people on these commercials, you see them on there constantly, like Flo, Progressive. She is banking, okay? She is banking. Trust me on that. She is banking. If I ever go back, it's going to be for the commercial industry. I didn't want to get into the TV thing because, Hollywood, there's just so much going on in Hollywood, just a lot of stupid stuff. But I figured if I got back into it, I would go back into commercial and print and all the rest. But it was a matter of following my heart. It was a matter of following my intuition. And because my intuition already knew what I wanted to become, your intuition already know what you want to become. Everything else is secondary. Get out there and make a mark in the world. Change someone else's life. When you change someone else's life, your life will change for the better. I hope you guys enjoyed this 13 top prominent quotes of the day of being successful in life and how others were successful. Model after some of the successful people that are positive in their success, that have got it. They got their success legally. If you want to learn about some of them other folks, you need to watch American Greed on TV. That will definitely change your view. American Greed. That's an awesome show. You'll see exactly how people have squandered or swindled millions and billions of dollars from people, but everybody that have swindled, everybody have cheated, their end result is always the same. Prison. I don't look good in prison colors. I'm sorry. I used to tell people when I was growing up, I'm too handsome, I'm too cute for prison. I'm not trying to go there. But you know what? I appreciate you guys coming in today, spending a little time with me. Thank you so much for sharing with your friends, sharing with those you love, sharing with those that you don't get along with. I appreciate it so very much that you guys support us in the way that you do. This has been your boy Eminem on Treadmill Motivation. Always remember this: love God, love yourself, and love others, because through that you can live, you can hope, and you can definitely change. Christine, I love you, darling. I love you with all my heart. You are the best thing in my life. Hey. All right, guys. You guys take care. We'll see you. Definitely, we'll see you on Friday. We'll catch you on the other side. Be blessed, guys. Pray for you.